Nathan Judo. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, I was leaving 5 minutes before the end of the game to go and interview the Wolves fans, disappointed with a 1-1 draw, and then that happened.
It didn't look like it was coming, did it really?
No.
Very few chances in that second half. Game was really peachy. I thought it was a dreadful second half.
Horrendous.
No chances, low on quality. There's no atmosphere in here. 10,000 people. It just looked all the world like it'd be a one-all draw, which Wolves, might have been happy with. I think if you took 4 points from this and Brentford, or 4 points from this and Norwich, for example,
sure,
it's not too bad. Wigan aren't a rock bottom relegation team for me. I think they'll improve a lot if you look at the players they've got. Anyway, huge sucker punch right at the end. Really disappointing. One long ball over the top. Griggs outpaced Danny Barr and beat Akimi, and that's it. And there's no time to respond. In fact, they didn't respond. Didn't even have a chance in the last 6 minutes, with 3 or 4 minutes added on. So, really disappointing. I didn't think they deserved to lose the game, but they certainly didn't do enough to win it.
I mean, really, you look at the game as a whole, and Wigan really only had those 2 chances. I mean, I can't remember any chances between, minute 5 and 85, really. I mean, there wasn't too much going on. I know you say that maybe they wouldn't have been too disappointed with a point, but Wolves had chances tonight, didn't they?
I don't know. I thought it was a fair result, really. I mean, Gomez had that one in the second half, and another couple of snapshots in the first half. But again, Bogdan hasn't had much to do. Certainly second half. They did have the chance in the first half. They should have equalised quite early on after Lafonda's inevitable goal,
shot
through Sace, and then a couple of other chances as well. But they really petered out. The front three kind of ran themselves into the ground. Caballero's not ready for 90 minutes yet, so they badly lacked a focal point in that second half. And Bodvarsson was a huge loss tonight, and it really affected the way that they played. We knew how important he was to this Wolves team, but I think tonight showed out just how important he is. I mean, he does all that dirty work. He wins the ball in the egg. He gives you can play it to his feet as well. He gives you so many options. He'll run in behind. He'll create chances for himself. Caballero worked really hard tonight. To be fair, kept snapping away at their defenders, but he's not a lone striker.
What do you think of the Portuguese trio? Plenty of pace. They're definitely causing problems at the back.
Yeah, it was just Wolves needed to play quite a different game plan, really. Yeah, to play the ball in behind. I don't think they didn't have enough support from midfield. Onyega and Edwards didn't get us forward as much as they would have liked to. They were getting stuck, to be honest. So they all had little moments, but you don't want all 3 of them together. You need someone in the middle of them, bringing it all together. Which Bodvarsson is that man. But you can't say take Bodvarsson out and we'll just lose. It's not good enough. You can't just take one player out of this expensively assembled team and expect it to fall apart that way in an attacking sense. Which you did.
Well, it was, like I said, it was never a loss. They were never second best tonight, so that's why it's so disappointing. What's the word on Bodvarsson? You've spoken to Walter Zenga afterwards.
Not sure of the specific injury, but it's just a knock.
Right.
And it's the same for Joe Mason, who wasn't involved tonight. But they both should be fine for Saturday, which is really important. Yeah,
big game now on Saturday, isn't it? Really.
It is.
They don't want to lose this momentum. I think that's the most disappointing thing. After those 2 wins, they could come here to bottom of the table. They would have gone 4th tonight if they won. Instead, they're in 11th. I know it's all tightly bunched at the top, and plenty of teams are losing and drawing. It's a difficult league, but at the same time, you just feel it's such an opportunity missed.
It is. They're still only 2 points off the playoffs, and a win on Saturday, and they'll be right back in it. But again, there's still such a steep learning curve here. All of them, including Zenga, they're all still learning so much about each other and about this league. And his key message yesterday was not to underestimate Wigan, and not to disrespect them. I don't think they did that really, but they definitely got caught cold, as David Edwards has just termed it at the start. They start the game as they have done quite a lot this season. It's an obvious weakness of theirs. They're really not starting games well at all. Sucker punch. They did kind of get going that in the first half, but you really wanted them to come out second half, attack it full throttle. Really go for Wigan, but they just didn't have it in them. I thought maybe a bit tired. Maybe their exertions of the last few weeks kind of catching up with them, and the options off the bench just weren't really there tonight. Ola John was 3rd substitute to come on, which was a bit of a surprise. Saville and Gladon. Saville's not going to add too much in an attacking sense, and Gladon just hasn't got going yet, I'm afraid. So they didn't have the options from the bench to change it when they were really struggling to make some headway in that second half. But without Bodvarsson and then without the 3 quick strikers at front, there just wasn't really another plan for them to go to. So draw would have been a fair result. They just couldn't see it out.
Yeah, disappointing night for Wolves, and hopefully they'll get 3 points against Norwich. For all the post-match reaction on this one, make sure you log on to expressandstar.com.